Hey, hello everyone. This is Coach Chris coming at you. I came across this new prop firm called daytraders.com. First of all, I don't have any affiliate codes to any prop firms. I'm not promoting. This firm, in my opinion, is a real joke. Came across it, someone was promoting it, and honestly, I don't know what is going on. Um, I told you about 6 months ago that we're going to see a lot of changes coming to the prop firm space, and we've already seen that, obviously, and that we'd be seeing new products and new innovation coming. Well, I don't. I'm going to just talk a little bit about this company, but I see no innovation here. In fact, I see a cluster F of BS, and I'm really worried over the next 6 months of what kind of crap we're going to see in this industry. It's really deteriorating rapidly. And so, what I want to do is start by saying, let me go back a second, though. First of all, because I do want to paraphrase, or not paraphrase, but clarify something. There are some excellent firms out there right now, also. Take Profit Trader, amazing. I still like Top Step, despite what's been going on recently over there. This past week, I entered a payout request, and the money hit my account within 2 days. I mean, so they do pay. Their rules are a little funny in some areas, but they're very clear and very laid out, and in my opinion, very easy to follow. And so as long as you follow the rules, they will pay you promptly. Their customer service has a lot to be lacking, but they're still good. So let me start here. What is a prop firm? You have the traditional model prop firm, and basically what that was it was a company. They're usually located in New York or Chicago. And what you would do is, if you were a good trader, you could go to their office and they would give you some training. And then you'd have to pass a series of tests. And if you passed their tests or evaluations, they would give you a desk in their office and you would trade with their capital. Now, there was restrictions on it, of course, and these companies, it was very hard to get approved by them, but they were legitimate companies. You traded their capital, and they would give you a split. Well, over the last, 3 to 5 years, I would say, we are now seeing these internet or virtual prop firms come where you pay them a price for what is known as an evaluation account. And the evaluation account will have different levels to it of how much margin they're going to grant you. And then there's rules as to the products you can trade, how much money you need to hit without going below a certain drawdown. There would be an evaluation phase. And then from that evaluation phase, you would transition to a sim funded phase, where you're not trading live on the market. You're still in a simulated account, but now you're eligible to take payouts on a predetermined basis that you've agreed to. So in reality, you are trading just as if you were trading a live account. However, they're putting limitations on the number of, or on the size rather, of contracts you can take, and then also within what limits you can draw the account down. You have a daily loss limit, etc. And then you're in that account for a certain while, and then eventually, once you set a predetermined criteria, or once they feel you're ready, then they call you up to an actual live account. And then usually, excuse me, those simulated funds that you earn get transferred into that live account, and then you trade under that live account. Here again, there are restrictions on it, but it's what we call the transition to a live account, and that's what keeps all of this legal. In other words, the end result is that they will actually place capital in a legitimate brokerage account and you will trade that. Okay, we call that the path to live. With this company here, the path to live, they're not even making any inclination that they are going to ever move you to live, because in a minute I'm going to show you the live setup, and it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So basically, they offer two types of accounts. They offer a static drawdown account, which are ridiculous. I'm not even going to cover those here. Where the concept sounds great, where you have a static amount of drawdown, and then if you fall below that, you're automatically eliminated. But the amounts are so ridiculous. Now, I put together a list of pros and cons of this company, and you can see here I was able to come up with three maybe pros. The first is that they heavily discount their prices. I've seen typically they run normally about an 80% off sale, and at times a 90%. I mean, they're worse than Apex as far as the discounting. They do allow you to trade 5 what they call pro accounts, which are funded sim accounts. So that's not bad. And then you can have up to 15 evaluation accounts working at all times. And then now they finally have a decent platform called Project. You're familiar probably with this. It's Project X, which is a web-based trading platform with Trade-Ovate charts, and other companies are also on this. There is no Trade-Ovate, okay, which you're seeing now. Trade-Ovate is getting very expensive, and they've been bought out recently by another company, and so they're not allowing new prop firms onto their onto the Trade-Ovate platform. And when I see an account that does not offer Trade-Ovate, it's a red flag. I'm not saying they're all illegitimate, because it is, like I said, hard and they're to get accepted, and they're not accepting people at the moment. But I would just be wary. They also have their own platform, which I've traded a little bit. To me, it's ridiculous to have a proprietary platform at this point in time when we have common. We have NinjaTrader, we have Trade-Ovate, we have Project X, Quant Tower. I guess this company does offer Quant Tower now, but you have to ask yourself, why would a company use these kind of second-tier trading platforms? Wouldn't you want to offer the best platforms to your customers? And if you can't, why can't you? I'm going to get into this in a minute. The other con, the live account trading, is an absolute joke, and I'm going to go into that. The rules to me are very confusing. Most companies now, you have very clear evaluation rules. Reach a profit target without falling below a overall trailing drawdown and a daily loss limit. Achieve that, and then you pay a fee, which in this case it's $130 to activate any of their evaluation accounts, which I guess that's around average. But the price is the same irregardless of the account size. Most companies now will have a different activation fee based on the size of the account. In a second, I'm going to show you their trailing drawdown and their TD limits. They make no sense. As you scale up into larger sized accounts, they throttle these trailing thresholds down in a ridiculous manner, and I'm going to show you that in a second. The maximum withdrawal limits are a joke. Most companies, after you get into the pro-funded area, which is a simulated funded account, they do put withdrawal limits on for a period of time. But and it's usually like their first 2 to 3 payments, and then they take the maximum withdrawal out. This company, it appears, doesn't do that. Like I said, the rules are very confusing here, and I'm going to comment on that in 1 second. uh, uh, I guess this should have been I mean, a pro. It does look like they're paying people. That is a definite benefit, not a con. They have on their website a link where it shows the most current payouts, and assuming they're accurate, that does look like they are paying people. And then I have this as under a con again. This should actually be a pro. It looks like they have an automated payment process with fast processing times, which is definitely, that's definitely a pro. So I'm just going to move these up here a second. Sorry about this. Um, so that is something I'd like to see other firms. Now I've seen at least one or two other firms doing this. So basically, once you do reach your payment eligibility, you enter your payment request, and it looks like it's an automated process, and within a few hours, sometimes less than an hour even, it looks like the payment is approved and the ACH is made to your account. Now, having said that, the rules are such a joke that I don't know how many people are achieving that status or would even want to trade with this firm. And so I'm going to start here. Yeah, the accounts are basic. You can choose the Project X platform, or you can choose these are all Rithmic based, where you can trade within their own platform or Quantower or other Rithmic. But you see here, so they offer it, and you can see here the discounts. It's ridiculous. They start with a 25K account. I'm just going to give you an example. Here's the maximum contracts, and these I think are reduced. I think on Top Step you're allowed up to 10 contracts on the 50K. I can't remember, but so here's the earning target, that's fine, 1,500, and then a matching trailing threshold. Now we go up to the 50K. They have a 3,000 earnings target with only a $2,500 trailing threshold. So the earning target is doubled, but the trailing threshold you'll see is not, which is not, I'm not upset about that, but watch how ridiculous this gets. So then you go up to a 75K account, right? Your earnings target is now 30% higher. You now need to achieve 40,000. And look at your trailing threshold only increases by amount of $25 or $250. Then you go to the 100K and it's the same thing. So the 100K, you have an earnings target twice that of the 50K, yet your trailing threshold is not doubled, right? It only increases by $500 from the 50K. And then this continues. Look at here. On the 250K, you have a $10,000 earning target and your trailing threshold is only $5,500. And then they throttled your contracts. And then this is the ultimate in ridiculousness, a 300K with a 15,000 profit target and a trailing threshold. So the website is not, in my opinion, it's of course they're pushing Project X, which is a common platform now. So it's not like it's so innovative that you need to be really amazed that they're offering this. So the evaluation rules here again. Here's where this gets a little confusing here. Because first of all, the way that this is laid out is, I don't know. To me, it's a joke. These are your evaluation account rules, yet they do not talk about the drawdown anywhere. They don't talk about a daily loss limit that I see on this page, or an overall any explanation of the trailing drawdown. You have to go to another page and learn what that is. So basically, I guess really you can basically do anything in these evaluation accounts except hit the DLL or the total threshold drawdown. So basically, they say The rules, they allow DCC, news trading, blah, blah, blah. Simulated profit goal. Maintain your account balance at or above the profit goal while avoiding the maximum drawdown for your select evaluation account. Understanding the trailing drawdown is crucial to your success, but it doesn't say how to calculate it, okay? Then they have minimum trading days, and this is where this is in my opinion, they're just trying to make these rules so ridiculous. Minimum trading days. You must trade for a minimum of 4 trading days, right? But the days don't need to be consecutive. Now, is that clear or not? And I'm going to get that into a second. Then they say here, you do have a 50% consistency rule. Okay, this means that no trading day can be larger than 50% of the total simulated profits. Excellent. Great rule. Which would lead you to believe you can pass this in 2 days. But they're saying no. You have to take 4 days. Okay? Now, here's where this gets interesting. Minimum daily simulated profit. Each trading day must meet a minimum simulated profit threshold based on your account size. Okay? And so here is where, even in the evaluation side, they're making this very difficult for new traders. So it's not that these are huge amounts, but so let's say like on Apex, a 50K, you can do 1,500 and 1,500. Okay? 2 days to pass, 50% consistency rule, boom, you're done. Look at here. They're saying you have to trade for at least 4 days, and then you have to, on those days, hit these minimum daily simulated profit, which shouldn't be that hard to do, but it's another obstacle. No high-frequency trading, no problem with that. Commissions, obvious. Hedging, obvious. Okay? Inactivity rule, you must trade at least 1 trade a month, no problem with that. And then, of course, you have your basic rules as far as closing trades by a certain time, holiday. Okay. Now, here's hidden is another page on how the trailing threshold works. Okay. And you can see this is just your normal gobbledygook, but this should be under the rules. Since that is probably the most important rules, you would think that would be under your evaluation account rules, but it's not, okay? Now, here is the payouts, and this is very similar to other companies. You have your account size, and then you have your main minimum daily profit. Trading days you have basically what their system does is you have to trade for 8 days, at least 8 days between payouts, okay? And on those 8 days, in order for them to qualify, you have to reach this minimum daily profit level, okay? So you can see here, like on Top Step, on a 50K, they also have a 5-day minimum of $200. This has gone to 8 days, which is a little ridiculous, okay? Then, here's the other catch that this company is doing, and it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Additionally, the day a payout is requested does not count as a qualifying day, even if the minimum daily profit is hit that morning. Okay, so does that make sense to anyone? This is because the trading day hasn't officially closed and reports haven't been uploaded yet. Huh? Are you kidding me? So, I understand they don't want to just give money away, but how many obstacles are you going to place in front of someone before it gets a little ridiculous, okay? Now, I don't know if they've changed these rules over time. I doubt it, but I mean, it's so stupid. Then, these are the examples they give, and I mean, what a bunch of... Now, here's the other thing. Okay, and then it shows why or why not they meet the rules. But look at here. If a payout request is submitted, the session following the payout request is considered the first day of trading of the new cycle, not the same day the payout request was made. This ensures that all qualifying days included in the new cycle are completed and fully accounted in the system. So here again, another poorly worded and stupid rule. Now, here's where this gets really, really bad, in my opinion. So they are saying traders who achieve 3 payouts on a pro account will be eligible for reevaluation by our risk team for potential transition to a live funded account. Please note the transition to a live funded account is not guaranteed and will be based on a comprehensive assessment of your trading performance and adherence to our guidelines. So they're already starting to hedge now. Okay, yeah, we have a live program, which we may or may not call you up to after 3 payouts. We're not sure yet. But even if we do call you up, there's going to be further evaluation, and that's where the real joke is really coming, if you haven't been tricked enough. So here's the chart showing the maximum withdrawal per request. And as far as I know, that's for the life of the account. And so this is pretty straightforward. Normally you have a profit goal, which is the same as the evaluation account, plus what they call a $100 buffer. So we'll just use this as an example. On the 25K, in order to pass the evaluation, you have to achieve $1,500 in profits, no problem, which would put your account at $26,500. They then add a $100 buffer to it. And this Apex does the same thing. So you're at 26.6. You are then eligible for a withdrawal. The minimum withdrawal with this company is $500. Then they require that after your withdrawal request, your account cannot go below that value. So in this case, if you reach the $26,600, you could request a withdrawal up to $600 of $500 or $600. $500 is the minimum. In this case, you could request a withdrawal up to $600. The maximum withdrawal forever apparently is $1,000, which is fine. But look at on a 300K account, they're saying your maximum request is $5,000, okay? So you've gone, 10 times, and you can only go 5 times. 10 times in size, but only 5 times in a maximum withdrawal. Okay, and then minimum, they go in here and give you some more details. Taxes, what happens if you blow the account, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now here is where it gets to be a joke. So here is their path to live once they call you up. What a joke. This account is only available to those who have graduated from the DT program by reaching the 3rd payout milestone or have failed the live account. What does that mean? This to me is so absurd, I have to laugh. First of all, there's a cost of $1,000 for this, which I've never seen. I mean, this is so ridiculous. So, and here's the account you have to pass. Okay? Your started simulated, I'm laughing to myself. It's so ridiculous. Your started simulated balance is now $10,000. Your simulated profit target is $6,000. Okay? 60% on a $10,000 account. And here, look at this. Your contract limit is 2 minis or 20 micros. Okay? Now, remember, you have to trade this a minimum of 15 days with a minimum daily simulated profit of $300 and a consistency rule of 25%. I mean, what the fuck? This is so stupid. So they're going to give me the privilege after I've traded all of I've traded the evaluation, I've traded the pro sim, and now they're going to give me the honor of this, of paying them $1,000 for this. I mean, this firm is everything, in my opinion, that is wrong with the prop industry. Scammy sales techniques by 90% off. At least Apex is honest about it. They're not even, where this everything is hidden, and then this company goes even further than Apex as far as the rules and just stupidity. And then here's your once you do pass, you get called up to a live account. Your starting account balance, you begin with a 70-30 split. I mean, and then, they've implemented profit targets. It's beyond ludicrous and ridiculous. So at this point in time, I see no reason why anyone would want to trade with this company, other than the initial deep discount they're offering. But if you look at this, let's say you pay the discounted fee of $25. You're then going to pay, once you pass that, assuming you do pass on the first try, $130 activation fee. So now you've got $155 into this thing. You can go right now to another company, I'm not going to give their name, at least one that I know of, possibly more, and buy a direct funded account with none of the hassles of the evaluation, none of the stupid rules. I believe right now they've got a sale going, I think it's around $150. But even if it was more, why would you go with a company? They also have the Project X platform, of course. Better customer service, faster payouts. In my opinion, there'd be absolutely no reason to even trade with this company. I hope this is not the trend of what we're going to start seeing in the prop space, because if it is, it's just going to be a nightmare seeing companies like this come and go and people getting scammed. And not saying this company is a scam, don't get me wrong, but the rules that they've set in place, the joke to actually get to be a live trader, that's what we all want to be, right? As live traders trading a live account. Okay. And that's the tradition of what a prop firm. They shouldn't even call themselves a prop firm, because they're not. They should call themselves the joke firm. So I don't know if any of you, I know I've rambled on, I don't know if any of you find it helpful, but I would just stay away. I mean, if you can't afford an account, save your money. Go with a reputable firm. Save your money till you have a little bit more, and go with a company that, at least if they have goofy rules and you can work within them, you're going to have a clear path to live at some point in time. So that's my 2 cents. Hope you all. It was a brutal week last week. I did good, but I mean, it was crazy after that war announcement and all the news. It was a tough week to trade. So, not sure what we have in store this week. It looks like this war could escalate. So, just be careful. Trade smart. Always be learning. There's so much good information right now. I know it's sometimes hard to weed out some of the bad information, but, stick at it. Always be willing to learn. Never be so rigid that you have one way of thinking and looking at things. You can be successful. You can. It's going to take a lot of work, and you shouldn't look at this as your primary income source until you're at a point where this is just second nature to you, this trading business. So take care, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.